that, you know, when we give something rights, we're not giving something rights. We're recognizing their rights. That's the whole fucking point. You're not, the right is inside the thing. The thing has the rights. It's like when we said black people aren't slaves, it wasn't because we just declared it, we made it a truth. It was already a fucking truth that you can't do that. They have a right, they're a human. You can't fucking enslave them. I mean, when we made women equal partners in the game, it was a recognition of their right to be considered equal. It was their fucking right. It wasn't something we gave them. It wasn't something we owned. Our opinion of them isn't something we have. We recognize the fucking truth. And this whole argument about whether or not these other sentient creatures are worth consideration is just not an open question. It's a fucking fact. We recognize the fact of it. Now you can say their rights don't measure up to your superiority and that you're worthy of more than they are. You can try to make that argument, but not to acknowledge that they have a substance and a merit that can't be denied. And that's just the truth of it. So that's where the argument gets really irritating, is when these assholes keep trying to argue that somehow it's a mental perception. You know, and it's not a fucking recognition of a reality. It's a recognition of a reality. It's not something we just get to make up on our own. It's the...
Yes. Video. Yay. Yeah. Google sucks.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's a problem. I think it's kind of directed. I mean, most people, when they're talking about religious people, they're not talking about benign religions. They're talking about the pain-in-the-ass religious dictators. I could make a lot of arguments, you know, about why I don't believe in God. Because now we have all this stuff. I mean, you have Darwin, you have Dawkins, you have all these kind of interesting arguments, and all the paradoxes. I mean, who would be God's God? Who invented God? Who made God? How'd that get created? I mean, God doesn't answer a lot of questions.
You know, when they do the laboratory tests, this chemical nicotine, it's really powerful. Rats will die for it. All right, so you give rats a choice between food and a nicotine fix. You deprive them of both. They'll go for the nicotine before they'll go for the food, okay, and they'll die. And they'll do it quicker than rats addicted to heroin. Suffering, dying, animals eating each other, it was all a little bit crazy, and everybody just keeps making excuses for it all. We call, like I said, I've brought this up before, we call it Mother Nature, and we always in this struggle for survival. No, it's god-awful, all right? It's horrific.
It's like the Santa Claus story. I mean, I never believed there was a Santa Claus. I mean, it was just, you're told this story and you kind of just know they're lying to you. You just know, it's just too crazy. Because they can't answer any of the questions. You know, well then why does, and we don't even have a chimney, so how does, you know, and you don't get any good answers. Or you get some kind of silly answer like magic powers or whatever. And that just never fit in my head. I mean, you have to explain magic powers. You put people in jail for 5 or 10 fucking years because they disagree with you about what a fertilized fucking egg is? Fuck you. That is fascism. That is bullshit. I mean, I can't believe you would say something that is just so fucking goddamn stupid. What, I'm not allowed to disagree with you about what a fertilized fucking egg feels? You're going to tell me what it feels? I don't care whether you're a 99% majority. I don't care if I'm the only goddamn person on Earth rational enough to figure out a fertilized egg in a goddamn person. Yeah, that's why I'm an atheist, is because the theology stories, all of them, they're all bullshit. They all don't make any sense whatsoever. I mean, there's what fucktarded God would create a stupid world and then hide behind a rock somewhere? What the hell is that crap? Yes, I'll make a world and I'll hide behind a rock and play psych games with all the little creatures. Between what is reasonable and what is unreasonable. And that's where you fail colossally. Okay? You believe in a fucking religion that only gained its popularity by annihilating anything that stood in its way. Okay? It killed the fucking world. That's how Christianity spread across the fucking world. It killed everything in its path. All right? That's the religion. That's the ideology you're endorsing. How did it win? Did it have a logical argument with the world? Did it win because it had a competition on who could make the most persuasive argument about what the truth is? No. It won because it stuck fucking goddamn fears through fucking people's heads. That's how it won the fucking argument. So, I mean, intellectually, you fail, okay? Your religion only exists. It only has presence in the modern era because it killed anything that competed with it. Any competing philosophy was annihilated, you dumb fuck. That's the thing you're cherishing. That's the thing that you said has merit. It has no merit. Its only merit is in oppression. Its merit isn't in fucking intellectual integrity. Its merit isn't in love. Its merit isn't in anything. It has no fucking value besides being an instrument of oppression.
This learning thing is valuable to a creature trying to eke out a survival. But let's understand, that's all this is. And our consciousness is so fucking crude at its core. I mean, what are we? We're hungry, we're horny, we're sleepy. What the fuck else do I don't even do the whole 7 dwarf thing. I mean, I only do about 3 dwarfs. Yeah, hungry, horny, sleepy. Hungry, horny, sleepy. Hungry, horny, sleepy. Yeah, I think that's all I fucking goddamn do. Well, no, I do angry at motherfucking retards. Hungry, horny, sleepy, angry. Hungry, horny, sleepy, angry. Yeah.
Oh, God, you make me want to puke. I can't believe you could be this stupid. I mean, you have been asshole before, but you are a super asshole, colossal asshole, a monstrous galactic asshole. There couldn't be more asshole on you right now. I mean, what? Oh,
I'll attach crap to my videos that just point out that you're, you know, censoring bastards. You have no respect for common human values. That you're a rotten, lousy, crappy, shitty corporation that will fuck us in the end. Google.
And he's making the point that effectively it's cannibalism when we eat other animals. I took my shirt off just so people appreciate we are made out of flesh. We are related to those animals. A lot of these mammals, we share 98, 97, 96% of our genetic code with these animals. That's where we came from. Atheists understand that. They should anyway. That we are part of that biology. That's our ancestry out there in the wild. Okay, that's where we were. All right, 20,000 years ago, we were a fucktarded beastie who didn't really know where the fuck he was.
Let's just say we have a controlled system at one extreme and a completely free system at another extreme. Now, we don't have examples of either one of those. You know, a certain extreme, like where one individual controls everything in the economy. He decides everything, almost like what every person does, how they do it, how the businesses are run, who runs them. Just one dictator who's just in everything. You know, at least controls everybody who is in control. I would argue that theoretically that's just fine if you got the right person. I'm quite confident I could run the world economy and make it all ethical and great. And I would argue that the only perfect purpose we can extract from this circumstance is to be optimally efficient, or in other words, productive, to, in the world and in our lives, create more comfort, satisfaction, eliminate more suffering than we cause or create. Kill one man to save 3, would you do it? And yeah, if it's a certainty, if you know you're killing one person and you know you're going to save 3, yeah, even if the guy don't like it, it's sort of an obligation. It's only rational. It's only sensible, rational math. What, we should be irrational for the sake of what? Fluffiness? Silliness? I mean, it's kind of stupid. Certainly you can break the thought experiment by saying, well, the 3 people he was going to save are just, axe murderers or something. But then you could say the same thing about the fat man. Maybe he's an axe murderer, so then you have a double bonus. You kill the axe murderer and you save 3 people. So let's not play that game. I mean, if it's just a guarantee, 1 for 3, and they're all equals, yeah, it's just logical. So fuck this shit. And I guess that's, to me, what it is to be responsible. That's what it takes to be a responsible human, is to have enough knowledge and sensibility. Alright, happenings in YouTube atheist community and Stickam Fun.
You're very aware of how, you know, you have that grateful thing. It's almost like seeing the disabled person and saying, gee, I don't have those liabilities, and you feel a little better, and you really shouldn't in a way, but I mean, in a way, that's the way it works, is you start, you're able to find the ability to be satisfied with the simple pleasures, as they say. So I had one of those today, like a neighbor had an extra loaf of bread that they weren't going to eat. Just a loaf of bread. But, you know, I never get bread, you know, it's just, for whatever, you know, most of my food is like food you can store forever kind of stuff, and so I really, you know, I just don't eat bread, and it's like, whoa, bread. And it's like, I was like, it wasn't orgasmic, but it was like, maybe it was like a female orgasm or something, but it was a pretty good feeling when I saw that loaf of bread. Ah, yes, it's going to be good. But it's just so funny that it cheered me up. A loaf of bread cheered me up. It's like, I feel much better now because I have a loaf of bread. And it just seems so trivial and stupid that that's how our psychology is built. You know, that we have times where we need so much to make us happy, and then there's other times where we just need so little to make us happy.
Conversations don't change the fucking world. It takes a kind of violence, and I'm not supporting physical violence, but I would say that, yeah, there needs to be, in the battlefield of ideas, there needs to be a little bit of fucking goddamn violence. You gotta be a very low tolerance for assholes wasting everybody's goddamn time. We need to get to the damn fight and get the damn fight fucking over with. Anybody prolonging it is just extending the misery. So fuck that shit.
Look, the concept is either our existence is the finger paintings of a retard. I mean, a functional retard. It's either, you know, I can't describe the, you know, the non-existence of the intelligent purpose, or it's not. Or there's some intelligence, some underlying structure that somehow knows this is a good thing, or knows the difference between good and bad, efficient, inefficient, productive, destructive.
Basically arguing that your 10 Commandments only means whatever the individual interprets it to mean, right? So it's kind of useless knowledge, right? It's not good knowledge. It's not valuable knowledge. It's a simplistic nonsense. It's like the, you know, Chinese instructions for the video tape player or something, you know, where you get the 3 paragraphs and how to program it or something. Some kind of, you know, it's a simplification of the reality, and it doesn't do you any fucking good. There's no point in having a moral philosophy that's reduced to some stupidity like, you know, thou shalt not bullshit. Okay? I mean, the golden rule, in a sense, exempts the whole stupid thing anyway. So your fucktarded, idiotic religion, you iconize these little stone tablets because it's stone tablets and they're explicit law. And then you have something more sensible that just says, do unto others that you'd have others do unto you, which already eradicates, you know, 90% of the 10 Commandments. You don't need them anymore. I mean, the only thing that says to you is, I mean, obviously it doesn't have the commandment that thou shalt kiss God's fucking dirty feet. All right? Yeah, so that commandment isn't included in the golden rule, but everything else is. So your fucking religion is idiotic. I mean, will you grow up and be a fucking human being? All right? There's no evidence to your damn religion. It's a fable told 2,000 years ago. It's a cartoon. It's a 2,000-year-old cartoon. Grow up.
How gracefully ended.